Welcome back to Dishing with Patricia. Today's guest is David Sylvester. David, welcome.
Thank you.
It's so good to see you. It's been a long time.
It has been. It's been a minute, as they say.
Yes, it has been. When I knew David before, he's still a personal trainer, but David used to ride bikes. And ride bikes all over the world. This is David's book, by the way.
One hug at a time.
One hug at a time. And a hug, you'll be surprised how it changes someone's life. So tell us all about it.
So, I guess the first thing is that I have been hugging people around the planet for 22 years now, since my friend was killed on September 11th. Just doing hugging and high-fiving and just doing things to try and just make people smile.
Right.
And as I've progressed throughout, as my story has progressed, I've seen how it's not just a smile, and how a smile can lead to so very, very much. And I've now hugged people in 50 states, in 42 countries, well over 500,000 people.
Wow.
I've done this via bike, via train, via car. I've done 3 48-state drives. I've biked across North America 3 times, Africa, Asia, and Australia. I've gone to places after horrific events just to offer hugs and high fives, just to offer goodness, just to offer hope.
Human touch.
And people need it, and people need it right now. And it is, it's really a shame, because I think we're more splintered and more factioned than we've ever been. And so without that sense of community, without that sense of touch, without that sense of anything, there's just people are alone, and
Fragmented.
people are lonely, and so people need hugs. They just need them. And I've just gone a lot of different places, and a lot of times, even when people can't hug, like I was at a mosque, and a woman, she said, I can't hug you.
Correct.
She said, but does my smile count towards your total? Because I had a little hug clicker, and I was like, yes, and I said, it does now. And she said, cool, stay right there. And she came back like 15 minutes later, and she's like, tell him your story. And as soon as they started smiling, she was like, 1, 2, 3, click it. And so, and that's what this is about. And it is, a hug and the willingness to connect with somebody can lead to so much. Like just last night, I found out that I have been asked to MC an event, a fundraising event in Belfouche, South Dakota, for a senior center. I threw a hug party. Belfouche, South Dakota is the geographic center of the United States. So I thought it'd be cool to go there, to go to the heart of the country,
Right.
On Valentine's Day, and throw a hug party at a senior center.
Wow.
The seniors love me so much that I've been back to Belfouche now 3 times, and they contacted me last night and they said, we'd like you to run the fundraising gala. And so they're flying me out there. They're going to fly me out there in October to run this. The community loves me, and who would think that, in this day where you said we're all so fragmented,
Yes.
where it's like, oh, black people can't go there, white folks can't go there, and this and that and the other, that, if you go, anybody that's listening or looking, if you go to the Belfouche Senior Center, if you look at the website, I'm the youngest and blackest thing on their website, on the Senior Center website, and that's it. And it's just, and then all of that came about because of a hug. All of that came about because of, willingness to
Open yourself up.
yeah, step across the aisle, so to speak, and just say, hey, listen,
Right.
do you need a hug? I'm here. I see you.
Yes.
And that's it.
I was going to say that there is a word, Swahili, it's called sobono, I see you. So in that hug, you're letting them know, I see you. And in that touch, I would imagine I'm a hugger too. And it changed, I feel different because you never know what's going on in someone's life.
You never know. I've had people cry. I've had people just say thank you. I've had people confess to things. I have people open up. I've hugged my way out of speeding tickets. I've hugged my way out of parking tickets. That guy gets it. I've hugged my way out of a lot of things. I mean, there was, and it's in the book, One Hug at a Time.
Where can we get this book?
You can get it on Amazon. You can get it on Amazon, and it's out there. And it is 99 short stories of me hugging my way out of speeding tickets, hugging my way out of parking tickets, hugging my way into free food, hugging my way out of fights, hugging whoever's out there, whoever's out there, you know, trying to make a connection.
So how do you know that they don't think that you're some crazy person wanting to hug? Do you have a sign to say, I give hugs?
So I have a sign that says, you know, it's like a big oversized name tag that says, hi, my name's Big Dave. And that starts a conversation. And then people ask, you know, what are you doing? I said, I'm going around hugging and high-fiving people. And they're like, for real? And they're,
right.
You know, once people, you know, everybody's cynical now. Once people ask the qualifying questions, do you want any money? Do you want my email address? Do you want some blood, a stool sample, semen sample, something? You know, once I answer all of those things, and they're like,
okay.
Really? Okay. And then that's it. And then once I hug them, and then they see that I'm still not asking them for something, they're like, oh my God, this is real. And then a lot of times, like I said, they will go get other people, and they will just like, this is so cool.
Yeah.
And then, and once people see that I have traveled all over the world now, and they're like, I can't believe that you came here to get hugs.
And that's so simple. Do you send out an advisory ahead of time? So
most times, sometimes I have an event, and but you know, a lot of times I'm just traveling. I just say, hey, you know, I just start talking to people.
You just pick a city at random, or you have a road map?
I do have a road map and stuff like that. But I mean, I think for anybody out there, you know, your biggest everything is your smile.
Yes.
Is your smile.
Right.
That conveys that you aren't trouble. That conveys that you aren't you're not a threat. You're just, I'm here in peace.
Yes.
I'm here in peace, and I'm trying to leave in peace. And
right.
that's it.
Right.
And that's it. And so if I am able to convey that as I tower over people and stuff like that, then think about what you can do.
Right.
And I mean, most people want to connect, and I think that it is, you know, I think we've just made things complicated now.
You say a hug. My girlfriend and I were talking when we were on our way here today, and I say hello.
Right.
I say hello to everybody. What is the big deal with saying hello? I feel worse if I have to maneuver not to speak to the person. It takes more effort for me to say to speak than for me to speak. But how do you hug a woman differently than you hug a man?
No, so I hug everybody the same, and because of how the world is now, I do it the same way. I come underneath that armpit and over that shoulder. I grab my wrist so no one can say that my hands touched you or that I had a lingering touch or anything like that. I hold you for a second, and then that's it. And it's nothing creepy or nothing whatever. You know, I realize I'm putting myself in a very vulnerable spot. You know.
Is there one memorable hug that you knew something was like, you connect, something changed, something, even yourself or that person?
So I will say that I have done this long enough where I'm seeing hugs come full circle. So the story of, I told you I'm going to Bellevue, South Dakota.
Yes.
When I first was organizing that event, the executive director of the senior center that I talked to was very nonplussed about anything, you know, and she was just like, okay, whatever. And I said, look, I have media links that I can send you. And she's like, okay. And so I said, look, I'm going to send them to you, and we'll talk tomorrow maybe. And she said, okay. She calls me back the next day, and she is very excited. And she is like, look, don't worry about anything. I'll take care of it, this, that, and the other. And I'm wondering, what's up with this attitude change?
Right.
And so I was pleased, but I said, you know, I gotta ask, like, what happened? And she said, you hugged my son. This woman is in South Dakota. And I said, what? And she starts crying. I can hear her crying on the phone. She said, my son suffers from severe PTSD, and he was in the military, and you threw a hug party in Kansas City after a mass shooting. And my son happened to call me after I hung up the phone with you, and I said, this weird guy wants to come here and hug people. And my son got so excited and said, Mom, you're about to get a hug from the real deal himself. And she said, my son said I hugged him and he is so special. And she
Making me
said,
cry.
listen, I was crying, and she said, my son doesn't even hug me. And she said, and you hugged my son. So don't you worry about anything. Just get here.
Show up.
So when I got to Belfast, South Dakota, not only my hotel was taken care of, the welcome wagon was out there, but what I thought was going to be a one-stop, event turned into a 12-hour itinerary where this woman's husband was driving me all over the county. I went to the police, I went to fire, I went to schools, I went to a store. I had no idea what I was going to do in a store, but I did. I got up on the microphone, I was like, attention shoppers, now hugging people at the front. And it was this beautiful event. And that's, a hug, just one hug in Kansas City, changed everything, just changed everything. And now that's what's happened. My computer crashed recently, and I put online that, hey, listen, I'm not going to be posting for a while because my computer crashed. All of a sudden, I get some cash Venmo to me from somebody who said, hey, listen, your hugs mean that much. Get your computer, get out there and do what you do. And that's it. The world is good.
Yes,
the world is good.
Yes.
Are there some bad parts, some bad moments? Yeah, but it's only a moment.
Right.
But
right.
Overall, there's some goodness out there. There's a lot of goodness out there. No, listen, look, I cry a lot. I cry a lot. People ask what I do on the road, and I think about these people. I think about, just staying on Belle Fourche. I think about Velma, the 97-year-old woman that just died. That the only reason this woman got social media on her computer, Facebook on her computer, because she wanted to see where and who her David was hugging. That's it. That's how much this woman liked me. That's how much this old white woman loved me. And that's and when she died, her daughter contacted me. I'm so sorry to tell you that, my mother passed away. And that's just one story. That's just one city. And I've now been all over the planet, just for a hug. I threw a hug party at a restaurant in Paris, and it was this African restaurant in Paris. And as soon as I got there, I was like, oh wait, man, I don't know French. I don't know how I'm going to communicate with these people. And it just hit me, and I was like, And so the owner of the restaurant started making this big pronouncement to people, and I asked the one hostess, her name was Ronell. I said, what is he saying? And she said, oh, he's telling the new specials. And I said, what's the new special? And she said, you're the new addition to the menu. Everything that we sell today comes with a hug. And this guy was telling this story. I can tell he's telling my story in French because I'm picking up a couple words about certain countries and stuff like that. And then all of a sudden to see people at other tables go over and hug other people, and then all of a sudden come over to me. And it was just, I was like, Jesus, this is beautiful. And you can't help but feel the emotion, feel the love, feel it all. And it is, for anybody that's watching this, for anybody that's listening, just understand there's so much promise and potential in the world. I know it sounds corny. I know this. My 17-year-old self is it's like, dude, you sound corny as hell. And I get it, but it's true. But I've lived it, and that's it. I've got no money. I'm no big humanitarian. I've got no viewers. I got no Instagram. I got nothing. But what I do have is a heart and a willingness to share it and open it up. And that has led to so much.
So how can we get in touch with you if someone wants to throw a hug party?
267-252-1974. I know you're saying, Dave, why are you giving your phone number out? Because that's it. Because that's it. If anybody's looking at this and you find yourself down and doubting, if you find yourself needing a reason to smile, just text me, call me, and I will send you a hug bomb of pictures. I have 29,000 photos from 22 years of hugging people around the planet. The reason I have all these photos is to share them with you, is to share them with him. Her in the back. I mean, she just looked, the woman in the back, She's right back there. Oh, you audience can't see. But anyway, but she smiled when she saw the cover of my book. That's why I do this, for her smile. Your smile means so much to me. And that's it. And that's why we're here. That's why we're here, to help others move forward. That's our legacy. The smiles that we leave, that we create, that's our legacy in the world. That's it. You know, it's...
I mean, David, there's nothing more I can say. So we have your phone number. Do you have a website? Are you on Instagram?
I'm on Instagram. I'm the Human High5 on Instagram. I am, my website is davidhalesylvester.com, and but I'm easy to find. I'm easy to find, and really, we need smiles. Yeah, we need smiles, and that's
David,
that's it.
I can't thank you enough for coming on. David, I need a hug. Thank you so much for
Thank
coming.
you.
And until the next time, bye.